Hello everybody, and welcome back. Last episode, we made our way here to Heidel. Now, there's a nasty thunderstorm going on right now, and it's very dark and it's very wet. So, Sher is underneath this awning because I really don't want her to get sopping wet, actually. And that's okay because we do have a quest to go into the inn and speak to Bobby Lauren. And so we're going to go ahead and do that real quick since we're right here and I don't want to go out in the rain. Now, today's episode is going to be very exciting because once the storm lifts, we are going to go and rope us a wild horse. Now, Sher would like to capture a female, but there's no way to know. So we are going to just get out there and catch the first horse that we come across, and if we're not successful, we will search for a second. But we need to do a couple things before we do that. So let's go ahead and speak to Bobby Lauren really quick. I would like to ask if you do enjoy the video to please give a like. Thank you very much. Just running that little bit sprint there, she got sopping wet. My goodness. Alright, Bobby's over here. Now, we learned last episode there are two merchant guilds in Heidel. And there's the original merchant guild, and that's the League of Merchants. And then there's the Caltheon Xeon Alliance Guild. And you can see that the Caltheon leader is right there, Isabel. And Bobby's here, so let's find out what Bobby's troubles are all about.
Isabel won't be holding your head high for long. Calpheon, those scoundrels.
Hello, Bobby.
Isabel won't be holding your head high for long.
Helios, be on your way.
Bobby Lauren, you've wasted my time. The deadline has passed. Whatever happens, my conscience will be clear. Wait and see. When I exact my price, I'll make you rue the day you were born.
I told you, Grace would repay you soon.
Trying to trick me again. You leave me no options. Give me the commercial authority or you will be taken to Povios.
Oh, God. Calpheon.
Oh, dear. Begging Calpheon for anything. I must have been out of my mind. Oh. Who are you? The Grand Chamberlain deserves our utmost loyalty. I hope he recognizes my devotion someday. The situation at the Lynch farm. Enrico Mancini? You mean that bumpkin covered in mud? Oh, forget what I said. Now is not the time to be picky. Well, he wanted me to come and see if there was anything I could help you with. He was quite nice, I must say. Well, as you may have noticed, we're a little short on funds. If things went as planned, we wouldn't be in this predicament. I'm pretty sure something happened at Lynch Farm. I've always trusted her, but she's making things very difficult. If you're looking for work, help me resolve this matter. I never intended to pressure anyone to repay me. It's complicated, but I promise I'm not a bad person. I hope you don't think of me as a shady person. If it wasn't already clear, I'm the head of the League of Merchants. Are we in agreement? Oh, okay, I will help you. Thank you very much. So, we picked up a quest to talk to Zara Lynch. Now, she is not in the city of Heidel, so as soon as the storm lets up, which it's still raining, who knows how long that's going to be, we do need to pick up some items for catching our wild horse. So I'm going to come over here to the owner of the Golden Toad Inn. I believe he sells cooking supplies.
Finest resting place. Welcome to the Golden Toad Inn.
Are you new from Belenos? If so, you must not have seen much of Calpheon yet. No, I have actually not ever been to Calpheon, but I'm sure I'll get there someday. Calpheon is a bucket list destination if I ever seen one. You simply can't compare Heidel to it.
This place
So,
is owned by the Shen Merchant Guild now.
What we need to
It's no
do
longer a
is we
possession
need to
of
buy
Heidel.
some raw sugar. So I'm going to go ahead and get 100 raw sugar because it takes 10 raw sugar to make a sugar cube. So let's go ahead and collect that. And 10 mineral water. We should be set.
Have you been to Calpheon?
We're going to heat up the sugar, raw sugar, and the mineral. Here we go.
Isabel won't be holding your head high for long.
All right, well, we have sugar. So we now have 29. So we actually got more than one for 10 of the raw sugars. So we should be set. All right. It looks like maybe the rain has stopped. Yay! All right. Now, I'm going to get the horse out of the stable. Now, I put him in the other stable, but you can take a horse out of any stable in the current city that you're in. And there's another stable keeper here. So let's go ahead and get Tame
Ride
out.
horses in the open field. There's nothing quite like it.
Now, the reason that I want to take Terran is because once you capture your horse, you're not going to be able to really use it effectively until you bring it back to the nearest stable and register it. So if you are on your regular horse, then the captured horse will follow you. Now, the other thing I didn't get, oops, almost forgot, is some rope. You want to make sure you have rope. I'm going to have extra
I
rope.
don't mind what others say. I like Serendia better than Calpheon.
Capturing rope right here. And I'm going to go ahead and buy 30 ropes. And that should be enough.
Go to
Hopefully.
a nearby stable if you captured a wild horse. The stable keeper will register your horse.
I am going to take my rope and put it on my hot bar. And my sugar. You can't feed the horse any sugar until you have got him by the rope. And so we're going to go ahead and give this a try. Now, the first thing, obviously, is to find a wild horse. They appear randomly out in the world. There are certain areas where they show up more frequently, and we're going to go ahead and run down the road here and see. I think that's the Lynch farm there down the road, which is our quest objective. So we're going to check and see if we can find a horse along the way there. Sometimes. Now, you're not going to know the quality of the wild horse. Sometimes you can go by the way that they look. If they look unusual, something you haven't seen too often, maybe they're going to be a higher tier. But for the most part, they're not going to be you know, a 5, 6, 7, 8 tier horse. And sometimes they will be higher than level 1. We just want to kind of look around as you go down the road. There's one right there. See that red one? Now, what you want to do, I want to put my horse here in a safe spot. Don't want him near those nasty beasts. Usually, the horses will not go. Oh, there's a white one there. I think it's white. Let's go ahead and get off our horse. Now, what you want to do is you want to come up to the horse, hit your rope button, and when the horse rears up, you got to continually hit your space bar. So, we are going to do that. So, I am going to grab a rope. Oh, it's not a white horse. Okay. Let's try this again. Okay. There's more than one here. I really like the look of this one with the... Okay, I didn't get him. See how it said capture fail? Wasn't close enough and he wasn't within line of sight. So I'm going to get over here. Okay, let's try it again. Okay. Try this one. Okay, I'm going to go closer. And as soon as the bar comes up, you want to hit your space bar again. You got to keep it above that midline. Okay, we want to get closer. When you get close enough to the horse, you want to feed him some sugar. Now, I always try to give him at least 4 sugars, perhaps more. We'll give him 1 more sugar after this. And now you want to try to come up on the side of the horse. And if it'll let you mount him, he's yours. There we go. We got him. So let's take him back near my other horse because he is not going to move very fast. Now, once you catch it, he's not gonna escape and become wild again. So he is actually your horse now. So what we're going to do is get off the horse, get on my horse. And he should follow us back. Yep. You don't have to worry about how fast you go because he will keep up. So we are going to run back to the town. See? He's coming. I hope it's a female, but even if it's not, that's okay because you can purchase a female directly off the horse market if that's what you need. Now the females, you can only breed them once. The males, you can use them twice to breed. So this one I'm definitely keeping, I just hope it's a female. Okay, so I'm going to get off him.
Ride horses
I'm
in
going
the
to go
open.
to the stable. I'm going to check in Taryn. and I have a horse to register. So here we go. Enter a name. Oh, it's a male. That's okay. That's quite all right. I'm going to call him Trigger. It's because he was a little tough to get. And there's Trigger. Trigger is a level 10 tier 3 horse. Now, tier 3 is not that great, but he comes with all of these skills already. He's got hind kick, forechop, start excel, high jump, quick back, streak leap, and quick ride. So this is a really good horse as far as skills go. He's already learned quite a bit. So we're definitely going to work on leveling him up. Taryn is only level 3. So that is fantastic. But we're going to go ahead and check Trigger in. So that was a really good catch, everybody. That was a fantastic catch. Very, very exciting. Doesn't cost you anything other than the materials are needed to get it done. The next thing we're going to do today is learn how to garden. Now, we need to start the garden. It's going to take probably until at least next episode for it to be ready to be harvested. But we have most of our ingredients. You need to have some a garden plot handy. Now, this is only going to be 1 square, and but you can purchase a garden slot that has up to 10 squares, which she will do eventually, but not today, because this is just for showing you how to do it. And you have to have some seeds. Now, we received this seed from Jemkin for free. Now, you can find garden seeds by just harvesting bushes and plants around. You don't have to purchase them, but you can. There are seed vendors in the various cities and towns, so there's various different ways to get seeds. But we already have this greasy seed, so we're just going to start with that. The other item that you need for your garden is some water. Now, we are going to go up this little road, which is the same way we went to get to that beautiful home that we looked at last episode, because there is a material vendor up here. And the reason you want to speak to the material vendor is because he sells bottles.
What is your name?
His name is Flavio.
I have a sickness that doesn't allow me to recognize faces.
And he is going to sell some empty bottles. Now, the reason we want to get these bottles is obviously to fill them with water at the river. So I'm going to go ahead and get 20 of these. Now, these full bottles are going to be
I have decent
a heavy
What is it
weight.
that you need?
So you don't want to carry that many if your weight is an issue. So just make sure you check that before you fill up your bottles. But we can come right down here to the riverbed. Okay, and you just want to right click on your bottle. Here we go. And there's a little checkbox next to here what says repeat. You want to click that, and it will go ahead and fill each bottle until it doesn't have any more empty bottles to fill. And that's going to take a few minutes. So I'll be back as soon as that's done. Now we have 24 bottles of river water. We got a couple of bonus bottles there. So once you've got your water, your fence, your seed, then you want to find your location. Now, I'm just going to run across the bridge down the road here. I'm not going to get my horse for this because we're going to be really close. Now, your garden plot, whether it's 1 square or 10 squares, will stay in the world up to 7 days after you empty it out. So if you don't want to pick it up right away and you leave it out there, don't forget about it, because after 7 days it will disappear. We're going to come up over this hill, I think. Now, you want to find a fairly good location. So one way you can help you with that is you want to check this map, open up your map, and check the groundwater information. And you want to find a spot that's a fairly dark purple, which we have. So we're going to go ahead and put our garden here. Now that may help you conserve water. So we are going to just place the plot right about here. So to place your plot down, all you want to do is right click it in your inventory. Now it will give you this grid, and as long as you select something that is in the blue, you will be good to go. So I'm just going to click right there and place it. Of course, the 10 plot gardens are going to take up a lot more space. So once you've got your fence up, you just want to come inside your fence and you'll see this wheel pop up. And we're going to switch to place mode so I can hit my R key. Now it is showing me that I have 4 slots. So we are going to take our seed, and you can place it wherever it turns blue, and then hit your confirm either with the space bar or hitting this arrow. Now you're going to get this information pop up, and you can see it says withered wheat for farming. It's at 0% completion right now. The temperature is fairly good for this particular plant. It says it's going to be done in 20 minutes. The humidity is a little bit low, but the water is good. Because we checked the water table, we don't have to water it just yet. But if it did need water, I'll show you how to do that. Now, if you happen to have some fertilizer, which you can create, it will help speed up the time, and that's going to help you. The health of the plant is good, and the moisture is good. Now, every once in a while, you are going to possibly have pests on your crops. You may have to prune your crops. So what you want to do, we're going to get out of here and exit because we're not going to put anything else down. So once you've got that, every time you come back to your farm, you can view crop information, which is the box we just looked at. And you will see on your main screen up here, you have a garden tab now. So if you're not at your garden, you can click on that, and it's going to give you the status, and it'll show you here if it has any pests or needs to be pruned. And if it does have an issue, the garden decal will start to turn yellow and it will start to turn orange. And you need to get back to your garden when you see that. Now, there is another way to care for your garden. That is to hire a worker for your garden. So we are going to go ahead and go back to town. Now, hiring workers are useful for crops. They're useful for trade and all kinds of other things. Now, you are allowed to have 1 worker per town without offering them lodging. And that's what we're going to do. So sometimes you receive a free worker. We don't have that. But if you come down here next to storage, over here's the work supervisor. Now you want to always speak to the work supervisors in the town because they're the ones that will be able to help you out.
You've come to the right place if you're looking to contract with workers.
Hello, Joel. Why are you staring at me like that? Do I have a gemstone on my face? No, sir. You're just very good looking. Sorry about that. That's very embarrassing.
I'm warning you.
Well,
Don't cause any trouble here.
if you're complaining because of the taxes, it can't be helped if we're to stand up to Calpheon, now can it? No, I guess not. So what you want to do is select contract workers. Now it's going to cost 5 energy to hire it, and I currently have 27, so we're good to go. So I'm going to say yes. Now, you can keep rolling randomly, but I'm going to go ahead and take this guy. He's a giant. There are different types of workers. There's goblins, there's humans, and there's giants. The goblins The giants have the most stamina. They're going to work the longest. The goblins are quicker, so they're going to get more done. And the humans are basically a balance in between. So we have a work speed of 30 on this guy and a stamina of 25, which actually isn't that bad. And we're going to go ahead and hire him. There we go. Now, once you hire a worker, you are going to see on your screen a pickaxe icon. And you can click on that icon and it's going to show you the workers that you have. Each worker is connected to the city that you hire them in. So I could not use both of these up here in Heidel. And we're going to go over the node system also in another video, which will help you understand how to use your workers more effectively. But that's not for today. Today we're just going to worry about the garden. You can give your worker a nickname if you like, and nobody is going to see the worker's name except for you. And you can fire them from this tab if you're not happy with them. You can hover over your worker and you can see if he's got any skills. Now he's got thrifty skill, 5% chance of returning 10% of one material during crafting. So if I use this worker to make things for me in workshops, he is going to give me more stuff back, which is really going to save me a lot of time and money using him. Whereas this one has a simple B skill, which his work speed is increased 1.5%. So once your worker has reached level 10, you can send them in for a promotion, which is basically an upgrade. Now you can only send one worker at a time, and it will let you know when you're ready for a promotion. My garden is going to be ready fairly soon, but I just want to show you how this works. You can click on your garden, and you can see that it's in the Serendia territory, Fogan Marsh, Shabby Fence Garden. And you want to click on your worker. You want to pick the one in Heidel and tell him to start work. Now what he's going to do is tend your garden, so you don't need to worry about the pests and any of that. Now I do want to pull out some beer. If you have a worker active, you want to make sure that you have
If you have a lot of
beer.
stuff.
Now we only have one beer, so hopefully we should be fine because the worker's stamina is all the way up, and this garden is not going to take that long. So we're going to be fine, but make sure that you have some beer also in your inventory when you use your worker. So he's going to go along his merry way. I'm not going to worry about him. I'm going to put some of this water I have in my storage also.
Money comes and goes. It's an ethereal thing.
Okay, Heidel. Let's go ahead and put... I'm going to put 10 in there, so I'm not carrying all of them. That is how you start workers helping you out. Now, as you get nodes and things, it's going to get a little bit more intense. We're not going to go over that today, but I'd like to thank you for joining me. Please give me a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you next time. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye now.